English.
The team is back together.
Good
Mama
morning.
Busy. What's popping,
Are
yo?
we still a bank or we're savings and loans?
Right now that we are consolidated.
Yes.
Oh, Charlie, at this point.
Were we upgraded during the consolidation or we're downgraded?
I think we're downgraded.
We are at this point we are Susu.
Because they look at Achina Brintu's face and saw that we couldn't meet
yo.
the liquidity challenges.
Oh.
I'm
Are you sure?
I don't know what this is.
Chinabi is the only one who is in the black. Okay. In the black in accounting means that the profit.
Wow.
So those of you in the red.
Allah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That's it.
If you missed the news, well, we're going to do the headlines and we'll let you catch up with all the issues that you're not updated on. So this is the newspaper segment on the AM show. Thank you for joining us. Now let's see what's happening in the papers.
Yeah, let's do that. I have a couple here.
My hair is always new. Thank you.
Ever new.
Yeah.
Renewed every morning.
I think we need to.
Hey, when I go home,
never ask
when I get to my house,
otherwise you pay.
When I get to my house, I park my car and I go inside my house. Some people, when they get home, they park their hair.
This is not fair.
I'm just saying. Some
you
people.
Are so mean.
Yes, I agree.
Why is it
this
me?
is harsh.
Why is it?
But he did not mention it, Mama.
Of course not. Mama B is an authentic, original Rasta girl. Wagwan. Ayawaso, West Wagwan.
Sometimes the women's weaves, the caps that they put on, sometimes can be so heavy, it's not able to sit on the head.
So it starts to move around.
No, so sometimes when you don't know and the woman is moving, you say, sisters, and sometimes they turn. You see that
the thing gets
yes. So what really turns is their face,
not the hair.
And you
the
see
hair
that
keeps
the
looking forward.
The back of the hair is covering the face. It's so serious, and I don't know how they're able to.
How do you know all this?
Well, I saw one at Ridge
at
Runabout one day.
That's a fun game for people to play. Just go to circle and then start saying,
sister,
Rasta girls are passing.
Sister. Then they'll turn, and then the hair is there. You see the face like this at the back of the head.
Well, thankfully we have newspapers to look at.
It's a serious thing.
Let's
we need
look
to
at the
feature those
headlines.
things in the newspapers.
Okay, let's look at the headlines.
Don't talk about women's issues.
Ghanaian Times. Oh, is that the qualification to talk about women's issues?
Now there's
you have to have been a woman before.
I'm transitioning.
Are you Mahama? Are you Kufuado?
I'm transitioning.
No. All right, Ghanaian Times. Here are the headlines. Global Corruption Perception Index. Ghana improves on performance. Oh. Roland, why are you laughing? Zongo Ministry poised to address sanitation challenges in Zongo and inner cities. All set for Ayawaso West Wogon by election tomorrow.
Joe is trying to mention this name well. He's getting it wrong all the time.
No,
we got some lessons from Israel Bobby.
Yes.
Israel, I didn't know what he was pronouncing. Wogo.
Israel.
I was listening to the audio late yesterday. And I heard Wogo. I said, eh? This gentleman took him Ayawaso.
That is Ayawaso.
You said me I like saying Ayawaso.
Yes, you say that.
Ayawaso.
That's what you say.
So which is which?
It's not true. I don't know.
Ayawaso.
He knows the which.
Ayawaso.
Ayawaso.
Okay.
West
it will be over. It will be over by Thursday evening. So
that's true.
And the woman won't be a regular on the show, so we won't be mentioning her.
How do you know she won't be a regular on the show? And how do you know she will win? Moving on. Proposed new single window system.
I didn't say she will win.
Roland, please. You do the dispatch when it's your turn.
Let's see the back page of the Ghanaian Times. Government unveils $70 million turbines for bridge power project. And Ayawaso East Assembly evicts traders from Nima Highway. That's the Ghanaian Times. Shall I follow up with the Finder quickly? Okay. Yeah? All right. So Finder, banner headline, railway sector can transform economy from middle income to first world status, according to the Minister for Railways, Joe Gatti. Also, deal swiftly with kidnapping cases, recent killings, and this is what Parliament is charging the police. Ghana improves by a point on corruption perception index. Employ cybersecurity experts to protect electoral systems. We heard of a hack the last time. Submit NAM1 assets in your own interest. That's Yoko calling on those who are in control of these so-called assets. And that's it for the final.
Daily Guide. Obinfo Floors Medical Council. Then bring back men's gold goodies. Yoko. Accra-Tema trains service is back. Accra-Tema train service is back. Then we also have Ghana improves on corruption ranking. Then Adam Mahama killers remanded. A big story. Nana shakes Ayawaso for MPP's leader. Back page, government supports clubs in Africa. Kotoko cast net wide. Then Ash Gold increases player price tag. Dancer targets Olympic Games. That should be all for the Daily Guide.
All right, so we have the Daily Dispatch newspaper front page. Front page of the Daily Dispatch. Please show it.
Are you okay?
Reading?
Ayawaso. West.
Is Roland okay this morning?
So Ayawaso West
Roland
won
is
by
at his
election.
most mischievous this morning.
MPP likely to retain seats. You have pictures there of lead contenders for that seat. MPP's Lydia Esinamal Hassan, as well as Delali Brempong, and they are there. Okay. And as NDC raises concern about the voters register to be used, we get security briefing from Kandapar Parliamentary Committee and our efforts at revamping rail sector showing. Okay, that's according to Joe Gatti. Very soon we'll have some tubes across our country.
Let's follow up with the Daily Graphic newspaper. Front page of the Graphic. A stepmom arrested for causing harm to boy 5. Child Rights International reacts. We've been telling the story since yesterday. It's a very heartbreaking one. Yeah. Hopefully when we have a bit of time, we can go into the details. Also, court freezes men's gold's assets. Real Romance returns with relaunch of Accra-Tema service. So it's a host serving a passenger during the free ride from Accra to Tema.
Serving them with what?
Serving them, I see.
Pure water.
No. It's Coke. I see Coke.
Oh, this will be a service that is available on the train every day?
Yeah, is it? So is
Not
it
just for the
permanent
launch?
service? And is it something that you pay for or it comes with
course.
it?
Yeah, it comes with
But
it.
this was the free ride, so I'm not sure that...
Maybe they are replicating the STC model. If you take a bus, you take a ride in the STC, you are served.
Oh, really?
So it's part of the cost of your ticket?
No, you pay what you are supposed to pay, but you are served. But recently they've suspended. I think the workers went on strike and they got it suspended.
Which
but
one
I
is
thought
that,
it
the
was
STC?
temporary. You said?
The STC.
The STC, you are served.
Okay.
You get some snack, you get drink, and you get water.
Okay.
And you have what you have in the airplane.
So it's just like if you took a domestic flight,
something like that.
You know, to
you
Kumasi
have
or Tamale.
the crew inside, wonderful ladies.
No mischief. Interior. In front of all 7 interior of flight local.
Yeah.
Very,
Okay,
very
so they say this is going to go on for like 2 weeks. The free train ride.
Okay.
Maybe we can hop on one.
Yeah,
and
I
tomorrow.
think we should, you know.
We
And
should do
share
a
the
live one.
experience.
Yeah. Let's take a trip.
Come and
Let's
do it today.
grab a camera, jump
No,
on it.
all four. Like 4 of us will be on the train. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. Okay, back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. 6 prison inmates equipped with barbering skills. That's cool. So on the back page, you find some of the barbers displaying their skills. Police rescue abducted chief of Achim Abodom.
Chief abductor?
The police last Sunday, January 27, rescued the chief of Achim Abodom Nana Samoa Kran II, who had been abducted by a gang of 6 masked men. Details of that on the back page of the paper. Center spread agenda to bridge development deficits in inner city zongos on course. Proscribe political vigilantism, 3 bodies advocates. And that's what's in the center spread of the paper. Let's do the Daily Statesman newspaper front page. Ghana reverses drop in corruption index. Bullets of Rough Town. Once upon a time managed Ebony, says, I lost control of Ebony. And this is when he spoke to Lexis Bale on Joy FM. So he gives a bit of details. He said sometimes when the artist is big, quote unquote, they feel that you don't have to control them. So for instance, he didn't know that she was embarking on that journey, that visit to her mother, that later that time he had no idea of it. So he says a lot more, and the Statesman has published it in the paper. You can check it out. Uproar over NDC's $1.5 billion ports deal. Dock workers demand government action and vote NPP for continuity. Akufo-Addo tells voters of Ayawaso West.
Ayawaso.
Okay, Ayawaso West. Okay, all right. Okay, that's it for the Daily Statesman newspaper.
Informer. Ahead of February flag bearership contest, NDC Big Six expose rigging plot. Okay, decentralization of parliament and elections of MDCs in Ghana. Group demands referendum. Then also we have achieving zero leprosy infection. Government committed to provide full support. That's come from our Vice President. This story, I don't know if it's good for TV, but Nagra descends on Akufo-Addo's man and says Professor Adai ... as he seems to exhibit spiritual and psychological tendencies. Okay, shut down Institute of Local Government Studies. It's dead. Concerned staff tells government.
Well. Okay, so which story do we want to
There's the last one, let's mention it.
Which one is this?
Number one in fresh trouble, the Ghanaian Observer. And then we have Government Hills improved corruption ranking. And says indication of work in progress and Accra-Tema train service relaunch. And we're promising you we're going to do a live show. Is that a live show? Do a live show on the train.
Don't make promises yet. We said we're going to experience it.
Okay, we're going to share experience and share the experience.
Exactly.
Is the English the way? Yeah. Okay, so what do we want to focus on?
Okay.
Namwan's assets. Anybody interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay. So Yoko put out a statement, and they are calling on all of those who are in control of assets that have been identified as belonging to Namwan or Men's Gold to hand them over. And this statement was signed by their head of public affairs unit, Jacqueline Avotri. And this is a quote. It says, by this news release, all employees of the affected companies, and they named a number of companies that belong to him, all employees of affected companies, relatives and friends who are in possession of any such properties are to surrender same by the authority of the High Court of to the Economic and Organized Crime Head Office and regional offices in their own interest. And can we, once again, because there are children watching, properties, it's not a word. Property is the plural of property.
Properties is a word, only that used in this time wrong context. Chemicals of properties.
Okay. Yes, actually that is correct. So yes, the properties of something, it refers to the characteristics of it. But property as in items that
estate, real estate, items.
Items that are owned, that one, the plural is property. Yeah. So there you go, okay?
Because you're correct to see here.
Oh, but
it's a learning.
My son likes the show. I don't want him to learn wrong English. Yeah.
But your son knows the correct one.
Yes, but let's take the opportunity for all sons and daughters to also
somebody I also want to get to know that we don't use in relation to items. Malik Awuku, you're with Inshira FM. Good morning to you. You're watching us.
What has he done?
Properties.
Wahala. All right, so that's the story. That's the story. Yoko is corralling all of these.
So Xylophone FM is one of the. I wonder what they intend doing with the station. But Black Rasta is on the station, and he tweeted. I think his show was supposed to be the last yesterday, and I was thinking, was it because of the directive?
Yes, so because they've issued a formal
tried to get an earpiece this morning. We want to check if the station is here. Oh,
They are
the station is
operating.
working.
Today is
That
their
looks
last day.
Is
No,
it?
no, not today. I think
thought
31st.
yesterday, 31st.
I think they said
okay,
31st in their
So
statement.
the station is working. But if it was working, would they be working for Yoko? Like, I'm just thinking. Will they auction the station?
Okay, so now the Yoko will be the new managers.
Yoko FM.
But how do we reconcile
Ooh, yeah,
this with
yeah,
the
baby,
statement
yeah.
that they issued? Because
So
I know
what-
that is it Sami Flex, as is known in show business, has Sami Bafo or something.
Yeah.
He issued a statement saying
Yes.
that because of this directive by Yoko, they're suspending all actions and
Yeah.
activities till something.
So that's why I was trying to check with the station
but
if the
so they are
dial is
working.
working. The dial is on.
But they also said they'll be back.
Sure,
Ah.
of course.
Yes,
They
they
need
said
to
they'll be back.
optimistic.
But you need hope, yes.
But let me say that this is the third time I'm hearing that this man's assets have been frozen. I don't know whether you recall, previously we hear that Namwan's assets have been frozen, published by newspapers. But it does appear that this time around they've secured a court order for
Yes.
that purpose. You see, our security agencies are quick to pacify us. I keep making this expression. They are quick to pacify us anytime there's a problem. Previously, I also said that Nam1 men's goals customers will constitute about a percentage, if not less, of the entire population that we have. So we don't have to push all of our media attention, all of government resources. We should just make sure that we treat it like one of many other situations that we encounter. Whilst on Nam1, I do believe that he as a business person, we need to look at him. The people he's employed, because we could have been working in his media enterprise. Now what happens to the workers? Simply because some customers who legitimately so are aggrieved, we taking actions, shut down properties here and there. Those people who are also working in his radio station, television station, are Ghanaians who government owe a duty of care to. So we should take the actions in such a manner that at the end of the day, we will get the least effect. Mind you, Nam1 has not been convicted of any court. Every other thing we are talking concerning this man may just turn out not to be true in the court of law. Because if Obinfo, upon the evidence before us, has been let go,
Or before
once-
the court of moral opinion.
Yeah, in fact,
no, he went to court.
Yeah,
and
I know.
For
Even
our own, these same security people were not going to
but the
court. So
Obin,
he's
the
been
Obinfo
discharged.
matter is not even as cut and dried as the Midlands Savings
Exactly.
and Loans police officer
So this are
who was caught on video and has been
the
discharged.
policeman some slack.
Oh, why? Did he cut the woman's slack? He cut her slap.
Yeah, I know.
so some of
A
these
woman has been
things,
compensated.
some of these
What does
things,
that mean? So we should get away with
Roland, don't go there.
committing a crime?
This point is very passionate to me because I am sure we'll come back to it. The way we handle serious issues when they start, we appear to go at it with all of our being. Then we let go. Our people don't seem, our security services don't seem to have a commitment beyond political gesture.
So what are you saying? That
But this action
That we should-
of freezing assets could have been done way earlier. I wonder, maybe they perhaps could have gotten a lot more from.
You never
I don't
know.
So
But I
why?
wonder
My
how-
question is, why are they freezing the assets, barring any court declaration? Why, you can't give me shy.
Okay, you can't sell the assets.
So, okay, so the question is, what are they? What's the intention? What are they going to do?
But they must hold whatever assets they can, pending
Until
an
the
investigation,
until the matter is
so
determined.
that if the matter is determined against him, there will be something which can be used to compensate those who are bringing action against him.
But Kojo, there's the human
So-
face of the law. Whilst you are doing that, people are depending on this man
The law,
for
the
survival.
law, the law permits this.
because
So
you
what
want to
are
cure,
saying-
you want to cure a
Yeah.
mischief by helping the people who are aggrieved.
I'm
Well,
with
but
you.
to be fair,
I'm with
most
you.
of
I'm
the-
with you.
most of the
But the law
outlets have been
permits this.
shut, by
What
the
must
way.
happen is that they should do it with the consciousness of those affected. Okay.
Exactly.
But what does the law say that must happen to people when the company you work for is suddenly seized by government?
But if you look at the statements that Samuel Barr issued yesterday, they kind of get it. They're not disputing, they're not talking about what's going to happen to us. they are essentially going by it, and they say effective 30th January 2019, which is today,
actually,
they're going to suspend operations. And they talk about the xylophone FM and TV, and I've just tried the FM, and it's working. Today's 30th, so I don't know what this directive
maybe they will be switching off the
and they're
button
saying that being a law-abiding entity, we expect that due process be facilitated to restore sanity. Management of the station is grateful to all.
Well, I believe they have till the end of today, so I expect that at some point today they will shut down.
They would go off.
Yeah.
Okay, but it comes back to, so what would that serve?
That's a good question.
About suspending operations on 30th, when do you do? Mid 30th or?
It's
by
a good
close
question.
of day 30th.
I wonder how the customers of
wear.
Men's Gold feel about this. Well, some of them are represented by Amanda Clinton. She's a lawyer. She joins us on the phone now. Amanda, good morning.
Good morning.
So, good news, the seizure of these assets?
Yes, it's good news. And I'd just like to address what some of your panel members were talking about in terms of the law. And, you know, supposedly this man hasn't been convicted. We have to draw our attention to the fact that people are not allowed to deposit take, meaning you can't just sit somewhere and then taking lots of money from the public. The SEC stopped new deposit taking, and then by SEC regulations, you're supposed to give back the money to the people you took money from, since that was the allegation. A lot of time was given to NAM1 in order to give money back to the people. He did not fulfill that. And so, you know, this is a way of clawing back assets. So it's not that, oh, the law exists and because of public interest, all of a sudden, you know, someone can just be sitting somewhere and his assets taken. No. A serious amount of money was involved. My clients are $2.5 million for at least two people each. $300,000 is the average amount. People took pension money, loan money from abroad and in Ghana, sold cars, sold houses, particularly in 2018. So it's not that, you know, people are just going after this man and, you know, it's completely unnecessary. The asset is a start. In terms of his company or the employees, you know, making comments, first and foremost, I mean, we're also going after the other directors, which are family members, who probably have quite a few of these assets. Employees he seemed to favor include, you know, like Xylophone Media employees, you know, but that's just a couple of stars. We're going after each director, and we also want Interpol Ghana to tell us what sort of notifications were sent out of Ghana, and did they include earmarking assets that might have been disposed of abroad? Because I think, as your presenter just said, or a lady just said, as of the 14th of August, you know, a criminal complaint was filed by EOC. And so over 5 months passed before accounts were even frozen, etc. They could have taken out everything, including the kitchen sink, and just left a few trinkets. Do you see what I mean? So a serious amount of money was involved. We still maintain $200 million, even though they are saying 80 million or whatever their PRO said.
Right. Okay. You've got a number of these clients on your books. How many?
We've got quite a few. I won't say how many because we can only retain, you know, in terms of practically going up and down to court, we can only retain quite a few. But a lot of customers have come to see us for initial client consultation meeting. Yes.
Okay. So now that this property is in the hands of EOCO, obviously they can't sell any of it until this matter is determined in court. Am I right?
No. I mean, they've got a court order to seize
the assets. Yes.
And so they can, you know, I mean, they can liquidate it. They can do different things with it.
Really? Even though he has not been convicted of anything? Even deposit taken, deposit taking, he hasn't been. It hasn't been determined by a court of law that he's taking deposits. That is just the view of the regulator.
Let's see how the government goes forth with this, because you know, we also heard reports that he wrote a signed statement, or the government wanted it in a statement that they could dispose of assets because, you know, the government was going to take the assets, and he said, well, I'll give you the assets. Do you see what I mean?
So what you're saying is that he may have given government, he may have consented to having his assets sold. Yes, and he may have consented
because let us not forget the main point. People walk around thinking that Naaman is an extremely rich man, which he is in terms of multi-million-dollar or multi-million-pound guy, but it is also off the backs of Ghanaians. You know, it's like one person walking around with millions of dollars, but there's like so many people that you can attribute that money to. Do you see what I mean? And so he's not denying that he owes people lots of money. I mean, periodically, every 2-3 weeks, his PRO came out and said, you know, he's looking for money. He'll bring it every 2-3 weeks, you know. So he didn't dispute. So he publicly admitted he owes a lot of people a lot of money.
Right. So in the scheme of things, this money's
not going to scratch much. No offense.
In the scheme of things,
this is like 5 months have passed. Bank accounts were allowed open.
Amanda, in the scheme of things, where do you think your clients will come? You yourself suggested at some point that there were about 1.8 million customers. So at what point in the pecking order will your clients come? When do you think they will see some money?
Well, we've moved in from the position of hope from the beginning, because right at the beginning, people were just like, oh, they're just greedy people. And now we've seen the seizing of assets. So my clients aren't going to give up. They're very grateful to the government because this is the start. And we just say that a lot of money exists offshore, and we just want to cull back as much as possible, and then we can have a true idea of where my clients stand and where other people stand. But other directors were family members in brew marketing, and you know, they were basically the same directors in men's gold and brew marketing, and they were family. You know, so this staff issue, he gave like 10 very, you know, close media people cars and houses, but it was also a family business. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
And it was also going after individuals that is important.
Okay.
So where my clients come in is that we beseech government to keep on clawing back. And since 5 months passed before they froze accounts, since the first EOCO notification, we ask that Interpol Ghana tells Ghana or tells Ghanaians what sort of notifications have been sent out to trace assets abroad.
Right. Amanda Clinton
we're very hopeful because the government has appeared to have changed his position completely. And we look forward to more assets coming back.
Yeah, you've made that point. Thank you. Amanda Clinton is a lawyer for a number of men's gold customers, and she expresses what she hopes will be a light at the end of the tunnel for these customers and all the others who have put money into this endeavor.
Well, unfortunately, we couldn't make time to talk about this stepmother who caused the arm of this boy. Really wanted to talk about it, but time is up. We've got to go.
Let's see if we can squeeze some time later and bring it in. It's very important. But yes, it's time for sports. Should we do online quickly before
if we
the sports team get here? What have we got on myjoyonline.com?
All right, so we have a couple of stories. 2018 CPI, a score less than 41 would have been disastrous, according to anti-graft campaigner Adam Senanu. Men's Gold Saga, Xylophone FM, TV suspend services. Well, we just verified.
Let me check again. Something has changed in the last few minutes.
JoyNews Yoko, we're checking. Woman accidentally slashes hand of 5-year-old stepson.
Is it accidental? We spoke to Richard Kojunyako, who confirmed that it wasn't accidental. But anyway,
that will be established.
Let's go on.
Yeah.
No, he says that that's what the woman is saying.
UG Talo Scholarship for graduate students opens. They're accepting the scheme for level 100 and 1-year master's students. Okay, so for MAs and some other courses. See the schedule for the Accra-Tema train service. We're going to be on that train, experience it, and then onwardly, we'll tell you how the experience was. All 4 of us. At China Bridge, when are you going to get the time? Journalists Journalists' lives matter too. Think of the time so that we can communicate.
Tomorrow should be fine.
Tomorrow should be fine. Spelling Bee 2019, deaf students to partake in 12th edition.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow. And then we have Manson Quanta compensation. Government settled on agreed formula for 1.75 million Ghana cedi payment. Okay, Manson Quanta. That's where the killing of the 7 took place. They've been some time ago. I heard you talk about it.
Station is working.
Yeah, maybe they're only playing music. They're only playing music. You never know. It's
maybe it's a test transmission.
Off-test transmission. Off-test transmission. All right. You wanted to add a word or two to Yoko?
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, sports is coming up, but look, I mean, look,
sports is coming.
If we have a minute for this story about the woman, what she told Richard Kwajunyako was that the little boy, he's 5 years old, apparently the day before had pooped on the ground at home or something, and she was upset with him, and so she says she went to smack him with this cutlass, but the boy lifted his arm to protect himself, and that's how he ended up getting cut. So I guess you can see where Marjorie Online is coming from with accidental, okay, but at the same time, she wielded the cutlass with the intention of of striking him,
Maybe
and she struck him.
Different location.
But she struck him.
Yeah.
And he's losing a hand.
You know, the
He's
thing
losing a
about
hand
the thing
as a
about
result.
crime is that
Why did she
sometimes
send
somebody
to the hospital?
may, yeah, well, lots of questions. I hope that the narration doesn't change when she realizes where this is getting to. But I'm happy now that the boy is getting some support.
I'm not happy about any aspect of the story. I've got to tell you. I mean, yes, I'm relieved. I'm relieved that he is now getting medical treatment.
The other aspect I was hoping we could talk about, and hopefully when we have time we will do it, is the hospital was waiting for the parent, for the father to give consent before they did something to. Maybe we can ask the Medical Dental Council. What could have been done in this to give consent?
Was it a government health facility?
Yes, it is. Okay, but I guess we have to go.
Yeah,
We have to go.